With a lot of change coming to the Chicago Bears, it's kind of been easy to overlook some of the Bears that were already on this team who have very important seasons coming up. We're going to take a look at two of those players today in both Braxton Jones and Teven Jenkins. We're going to talk about all that, plus dive into the mailbag right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. I'm the host there, Hayes, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Chi Bears Central on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into this content. So I want to talk about our tackle position. And this is a position that a lot of Bears fans were hoping that we were going to address kind of earlier in the draft. It didn't happen, even though we did handle it in the third round with Kieran Abagaje, who, he has tons of potential there. And I've talked a lot about that potential, the wingspan, the strength, the versatility as far as the scheme, the multiple positions he can play, either going from guard to tackle. But we have two tackles here that, due to their own different situations, it's going to be important seasons for them. And one of those players is Braxton Jones. Now, I've talked about how I've even criticized Braxton Jones heavily at times, and I've realized and said, like, maybe that criticism is a little bit too harsh. He definitely still needs to improve. I don't think it's as bad as even what I've made it out to be at times, but you do want that tackle position to improve. You do want him to progress. And it's easy to look at it and say, hey, this could be a season, depending on how Kieran develops, that Braxton could be out of a position. There's definitely a reason that he could end up turning into a depth piece for sure. Now, listen, Braxton Jones still has tons of potential, tons of talent there. And it'll be remiss or an overstatement to act like he's terrible. He's not. He's better than I'd say he's slightly above average tackle in this league, right? With still room to develop. But because of Braxton Jones and the fact that, to me, one of the biggest criticisms is that the fact he hasn't really progressed towards what it looked like or where you would expect him to be after that rookie season. But again, he has time now to show and develop that coming up to this season with the Chicago Bears. But I would not be surprised if Kieran Abagaje, Amagaje, I always add a B in there. There's no B in his name. Amagaje, if he ends up, coming in and trying to push him for his position. We'll see. But this is also an important one for Teven Jenkins, and for different reasons. When Teven's on the field, we all know what Teven Jenkins could be, right? I think we've all seen that Teven Jenkins is one of the better players at his position in the league when he's on the football field. But even when you look at that and say, even though they've moved Teven around a lot, right? And, he's played, a different position or a different side almost every year he's played in this league. But still, with a contract extension coming up, his inability to stay as healthy as what the Chicago Bears would want him to stay, I do think that it's something to look at with Teven Jenkins on that left guard position. Now, I don't think they're going to move him back to tackle. I think our tackle positions, when you look at it, when it's all said and done, Darnell Wright is going to be that right tackle. Braxton Jones or Kieran are going to be that left tackle. But Teven Jenkins also at left guard there, right? Because of Kieran's ability to play both positions, I do think that the Bears have, rightfully so, not set anybody up for failure. But if Teven can't stay healthy again this year, and Ryan Poles looks at it and says, hey, this isn't going to be as clear-cut of a contract negotiation for Teven Jenkins, you could also be looking at maybe Kieran Amagaje moving into that role because of his ability to also play guard. Now, I do think that Kieran more than likely is going to be playing tackle in the league. But it is something to be said that with the moves that Ryan Poles made this offseason, he's gotten guys who can play multiple positions on that offensive line. So, and that's right to do with Teven and his injury history, things like that. You can have guys who can rotate in and out of that position. But also, if something comes up next season where maybe they do decide not to re-sign Teven, or that Teven doesn't take the contract offer that the Bears do give him, and there's a lot of ifs in that, right? I'm not saying that that's a for sure thing, but I do think that these are two positions to make sure that we watch heavily coming into next season and throughout the entirety of next season, because there's big-time decisions that need to be made there. And the Bears, we already know, they have multiple picks next year. They can get offensive linemen if they do want to in the draft next year as well. And that's something that we've seen that Ryan Poles is apt to do. And because of that, it could end up being a situation where maybe everybody doesn't come back, or maybe we do make a different move or something like that. So it's just something to watch. Like I said, something in the back of my mind. It's not anything where I'm saying like, oh, Teven is absolutely out if he doesn't play X amount of games. No, I'm not saying that. But the fact is he is an unrestricted free agent next season. And this season he's playing for $2.6 million. And the fact still remains there that Teven Jenkins has not been able to stay as healthy as what we would have all wanted him to stay, because guess what? When he's on the court, he's everything you need and want him to be. On the court, on the field. I'm always talking about basketball. So yeah, hopefully overall, I just hope that that's going to be the thing that we see from Teven Jenkins, is just his ability to stay healthy, get better. That's all I hope for, man. And we'll see what happens in that. I think when it's all said and done, he has the ability to do that. And Teven Jenkins is great at what he does. 31 games played so far in his NFL career. He played 6 his rookie year, 13 his second year, and then 12 last season. So you want to see him be able to stay healthy, and then you want to see Braxton Jones be able to progress as well and maybe clear up some things at that tackle position. But let me know what you guys think on the left side of that ball. On the offensive line, was that a pause? I don't know, but let me know what you guys think on the left side of that offensive line. How confident are you in Braxton Jones' development and Teven Jenkins' ability to stay healthy? And do you think that if either one of those things don't go a positive way, that we could be looking at changes made at those positions as soon as this season with Braxton? And then I think it won't be until the offseason when it comes to Teven Jenkins. But let me know what you guys think on all that down below. Now, with that said, it is Friday. I mean, it is Mailbag Day here at Chicago Bears Central. We got 4 voicemails we're going to get into. This one's from Fred.
Hey, what's up, man? It's your boy Fred, man. Hope you had a good weekend, man, with you and your family. Hey, check this out, man. I heard that they were talking about getting said Hendrick. If that's his name, Ted, though. But I mean, I wouldn't mind if they did that, but he's coming with a big contract. And yeah, that'd be like, a relief. They get Marcel Sweat a partner. But we just got Booker. So if this boy Booker mess around and start on the other side of the end, and he end up getting, let's say, maybe 9.5, 10 sacks. If he gets that and get defensive rookie of the year, we good. Because Brian Poles ain't got to worry about paying nobody another edge rusher. You know what I'm saying? Big money. And too, man, hey, I'm from the city, man, and like I explained to people, I'm a South Side, you know what I'm saying? Born and raised in Inglewood. I'm a White Sox fan, you know what I'm saying? Even though I know they playing like shit right now. But I was giving, you know what I'm saying, Cubs fans, they just want to rub, Taylor Williams on, like, cause he got a Cubs jersey on. I don't give a damn about the Cubs, though. And everybody, I should support the Cubs, too, because I tell people, it's a side thing. Cause, the North Siders, they think they're better than the South Siders, whatever the case may be. So I'll just be like, the hell with the Cubs. But anyway, getting Hendricks wouldn't be bad, but at the same time, you don't want to have 2 edge rushers with big contracts. And I doubt that Hendricks take a pay cut, though. But if they trade Khalil Herbert, that'll be fine if he is included in the trade, though. But if not, then I'll take a draft pick for Khalil Herbert. Because you can't go wrong with a draft pick, you know what I'm saying? Because somebody need a running back. And Khalil Herbert's still on his last rookie deal. So if you're in my background, I'm up to watching Martin. You can't go wrong with watching classic Martin, though. But yeah, but I don't know, you know what I'm saying? As far as like Hendricks, I wouldn't mind that, though. But I think we should see what this boy Booker can do. But if we ain't getting no extra pressure like we need, then I'll say, okay, go for it, though. So, but yeah, man, hope you enjoy your weekend, man. You and the fellas, man, I love y'all show. I love what y'all do, man. Keep doing what y'all do because y'all always giving us the Bears news before anybody. That's what I love about it. So I can't wait for the season start, camp and all that, because I know y'all going to roll all the information out for us fans, man, and the people that support y'all here, man. So much love, respect to y'all. Chicago up, bear down or nothing. Let's get it.
I get what you're saying. I don't think that Booker is going to come or start his rookie year. I don't think that. I think he's looked at as more of a he needs work, he needs some development. He's gonna play, right? But I don't think he's gonna snatch that position away. So I think that DeMarcus Walker is gonna end up being a fine starter at that position. Now I know the potential of trading for Trey Hendrickson is there, and people have talked about that with the Khalil Herbert things. Like, make no mistake about it, he had 17.5 sacks last season. Having that on the opposite side of Montez Sweat would be ridiculous. He had 13 and a half sacks in 2020 with the Saints. Then went down to, went up to 14 sacks with his first year with the Bengals. And then last year, only 8 sacks. In 2022, only 8 sacks in 15 games played, but then 17 and a half last season, playing all 17 games. Hendrickson is a baller. That just is what it is. The guy is amazing. But the thing and the factor is that it's the contract. $20 million this year, goes down to $18 million in the final year of his contract in 2025. And we know with Ryan Poles, it does come to the value. And so if he sees the value there, that's what would make that determination. It's not, let me make it clear. Hendrickson is a great player, and he's going to be 30 years old. But do you want to do that when you can have a gap year, maybe, and then, develop your rookie? And then, if you're not as confident in what Austin Booker's ceiling is at that point, you can address edge. Next year should be a very talented edge draft. So I think that's what it comes down to, but you just never know. Anything's there. But I do hope Austin Booker's going to get plenty of opportunity. Plenty of opportunity. Make no mistake about it. It's just, what's he going to do with that, right? So we'll see. All right, let's get into this next voicemail. This one's from Tonio.
Hey, Bobby Peter, Tonio calling me. I caught the Sunday live stream, and I was listening to C-Dub's opinion and take on the Bears getting hard knocks, and I thought about it. He said we haven't won anything. It's a true statement, and the one thing about hard knocks is, I hate the way to phrase it, but hard knocks isn't for the winners, unfortunately, and it's for the losers. And the one thing that I definitely do understand, and I definitely get the, that anything that's not as important can get blown up in the limelight because it's on TV, but we're already set on the biggest stage that there is. No matter what happens, the team has to perform, given the weapons that's already been put in place to surround Caleb to be successful in the city. So no matter what happens, whether, we get hard knocks or we don't, the team has to perform regardless. It's already been stated. There isn't anything that says, we're going to be great. It hasn't been proven yet, but we don't have it's either playoff or bust, to be honest. We already stated, Caleb and company has to come in and show up. Ryan Poles put this team together, get ready to compete. You got your quarterback, your receiving trio, your running back, your O-line is, for the most part, set, and your D-line is coming together. Everything has to play out. But I do get the reservations of being on Hard Knocks. Outside of that, I do recall Steve-O mentioning that Rome Odunze could potentially have the better career. What's his career? I might be mixing the phrase he used, but he would probably be the better receiver between Marvin and him. What are your expectations on Rome Odunze and his rookie season, and what is an acceptable number for him to have for a rookie season, given the stack wide receiver role? Outside of that, I appreciate you guys' time. Got time up. Good out.
Hard Knocks being a distraction, that is something that C-Dub said. And here's what I'm going to say, is that I do think that it can be a distraction, but sometimes you have to, and again, if the NFL pushes this on the Bears, they have no choice, right? But I also think it could be an insight. Like, you got to learn to deal through some adversity, and maybe that's some adversity you need to learn to deal with. But I don't worry about it being as big of a distraction as like what C-Dub does. I think that ultimately, if that Bears do end up on Hard Knocks, it just is what it is. It gives us an insight to the team. They're going to have to go through what they're going to have to go through. It's already going to be a circus around Chicago. I don't think it's going to be more of a distraction than the Allen Williams shit last year. I don't think it's going to, like, all the rumors around that, all the craziness around that I think would be a bigger distraction than having Hard Knocks there in the offseason for you. I'm not as worried about it. I wouldn't mind the Bears being on Hard Knocks. I don't care if they're not either. But if they are, we're going to watch it, and I'd be interested to see just how all that shakes out. And I guess that's just what it comes down to. We'll see if it's forced upon the Bears or not, but great voicemail there, Tonio. All right, let's get into this next one. This one's from Darius.
What's going on, guys? Darius from Dallas here. I just had a thought on Caleb Williams' development, man, and I think we do have everything in place for him to be able to have some early success. Whether it be up to C.J. Stroud's level, we don't know, but I don't know what it's going to look like, but I think he's going to have early success. But the only thing that kind of concerns me, that I kind of worry about, is Shane Waldron, because Caleb Williams can be developed the right way because he's got the support to do it. But will Shane Waldron stick to the plan and hand the fucking ball off enough for all the pressure not to be on Caleb right out of the gate. Because I wouldn't blame him. If I'm an offensive coordinator and I got all them goddamn weapons out there, hey, I want to throw that buck hey, I get it. I want to put the ball in the air. So I just wonder, man, at some point, is he going to abandon the run game? There was rumors of him doing that in Seattle. And I still want us, at least in the first year of Caleb's development, I want us to be a run-first team. And I just don't know if Shane Waldron is going to have the discipline to keep handing the ball off to Rojo and Swift, which were two really good fucking backs, if you ask me. With a revamped offensive line, I think these guys can eat. I just don't know, man. I don't know, because it would take a veteran type of offensive coordinator, somebody with a lot of willpower to stick to that run, man. Because he didn't want to stick to the run in Seattle, and he only had DK and Tyler Lockett, and he had the other boy too, Jackson Smith and Jigga, but he had a good season last year. So he had three guys that were good, not as good as our trio, but still were kind of good. And there was times where he abandoned the run. I mean, even some of the Seattle fans will say that there was times where he abandoned the run. And that'll mess up Caleb's development, man. If he's coming out there having to throw 40 times a game, he's going to start to see ghosts. He's going to make mistakes, and that's going to ruin the boy's confidence. And before you know it, we got another Zach Wilson on our hands. All right. So I think we have to, at least for that first year, man, that's so important for his development. That first year, we have to stick to being a run first team. And I just pray to God that Shane Waldron just remembers. I get it. I know we got 3 All-Stars out there. I know we got 3 Harlem Globetrotters on the edge out there. I get it, but come on, man, don't make him have to be Brett Favre in his first year. Just hand that ball off, play action pass. Let's get him on the pocket and moving, make some throws that he likes. All right, Texas up, bear down.
And that is a legitimate concern. Now, I've talked about that on a previous episode as far as him going away from the run or abandoning the run game. And I kind of debunked that a little bit. Shane Waldron actually, they ran more and more. That combo between run and pass, it became more balanced every year that he was in Seattle. So people that say like he abandons the run, I'm not too worried about that. And also the weapons that we have here, I don't see him abandoning the run game, because you need to use the run to set up the pass, and vice versa. If you become one-dimensional, then you're one-dimensional. It's easier for the defenders to guard you. So, and I think Shane Waldron's a pretty damn good offensive coordinator, and he builds a system, I think, really off the talent that he has here, more than just having we're just going to run the ball 50 times. So I think that I'm not too worried about him abandoning the run. We have deep. They went out and got Swift for a reason. They're still very confident in Roschon Johnson. And while I know you're not as high on like a Khalil Herbert he's no slouch. He has flaws, but he's no slouch. They have a talented running back core and a talented wide receiver core. You would be absolutely idiotic not to use both of them unless one's just not working. So I'm not as worried. I understand the concern, Darius, and I'm not saying it's not a valid concern. I'm just not as worried about it as you. Now, when the season starts, maybe that does come, or as we gain confidence, things like that, maybe those concerns get louder for me. But it's just right now I'm not too worried about it. I feel confident that we're going to be okay with that balance on that as well. And as far as early success for Caleb, absolutely. Like, we've set it up for that. And I think that, Caleb Williams is going to adapt as we go along. I think we're going to be pretty damn good. But all right, let's get into this last voicemail, which is actually from Darius as well. This one's just funny, though.
What's going on, man? Darius from Dallas here, man. This is a non-football related one here I got for you, man. I'm sitting here looking at y'all's newest episode you just released, man. Hey, you talking about some cow tipping. Look here, man. Let's not give Green Bay, because I know you use that as a slight against Green Bay, but I'm here to defend cow tipping, okay? Sir, that is not for you to be using in a derogatory way, okay? That's just something we do as a pastime out here in the South. I'm sorry, we ain't got 40 buildings on each block, okay? So when we get bored, particularly in the adolescence years, we might tip a cow or two, okay? That's not for you to be making fun of and using as some sort of slander towards Green Bay. No, we can't do that, man. I got to protect that. But hey, I tell you what, if y'all ever want to come out here, man, you ever find yourself in Texas, hit me up. We'll go do some hog hunting and some fishing and a little deer hunting, and we might see if we can tip a cow or two. How about that? I know right where to go. So y'all let me know. But hey, man, ain't nothing wrong with tipping no cows, Hayes. Shit, gonna use that. What you saying about Green Bay? So whatever you saying about Green Bay, you saying about me, goddammit. So what's wrong with tipping cows? We ain't got all them resources y'all got, okay? Yeah, it's bad enough y'all already think that all we do down here is ride horses and wrangle cattle. Goddamn, man. That's a pastime. Let's not, come on, man. I gotta defend the South on this one, Hayes. Come on, man. I don't want no water breakout between us, but you can't slander cow tipping, bro. All right, now Texas up, bear down.
Cow tipping is hilarious. Listen, no offense to Texas, no offense at all to anybody who tips cows. Listen, you got to do what you got to do for fun. I mean, it is what it is. I go out there. You know what, Darius? Now that you've been commenting more on YouTube and stuff, I can see that you knocked over a few cows in your day, bro. Like and I don't mean that offensively, but I could just see somebody just be like, "Hey, Darius, I bet you can't tip that cow over," and you'd be like, "I can tip it. Don't worry about it." I can completely see that because you're an asshole. No, you're family here, Darius. Appreciate that so much, brother. But that's the time for today, guys. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to Chicago Bears Central. Make sure you guys are following the show at Chi Bears Central. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, ChicagoBearsCentral@gmail.com. And then lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-270-2799. We are the number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related, thanks to you guys. And like I like to end every episode on, Chi-Town up, but bear down. Love you guys, y'all. Peace.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.